Kaiju Number 8, Chapter 1 titled The Man Who Became a Kaiju. Our story begins with Captain Mina Ashiro and the 3rd Division of the Defense Force taking out a kaiju in Yokohama City. With the monster dealt with, the cleanup crew of Monster Sweeper Inc. is left to handle the dirty work. This is where we first see our favorite protagonist, Kafka Hibino. Unfortunately for him, the team places him on intestine cleaning duty. All I can say is, that's tough. Later that night, Kafka finally gets some rest. This is when he sees Mina on TV, and a quick flashback reveals the two used to be childhood friends who made a vow to wipe out all the kaiju together. The following morning, Kafka shows up to Monster Sweeper HQ with a nasty hangover from a little too much drinking. Here we're introduced to new recruit Reno Ichikawa, who for me personally gave me heavy Genos vibes. We also find out that Kafka actually tried out for the defense force in the past but gave up somewhere along the way. Reno tells Kafka he will never understand giving up immediately, putting the two at odds, much to the surprise of their co-worker. We can also see that Reno's attitude brings out a more competitive side of Kafka, who rushes into intestine duty despite his clear dislike for it. During lunch, Reno has no appetite after spending the day inside the kaiju corpse. But Kafka offers him a bottle of what he calls supercharged vitamins, along with a pair of nose plugs to help with the smell. Though Reno is reluctant to use them, the day comes to an end, and as the two depart, Reno thanks Kafka for helping him through the day. He also tells Kafka that the age requirement for joining the Defense Force is now 33, and that he could see how torn up Kafka was when talking about how he gave up before. Sadly, their best bro moment is ruined when Reno is suddenly attacked by a kaiju. He's almost swallowed whole, but Kafka tackles him out of the way just in time. Kafka shouts for Reno to run and get help as he tries to hold the kaiju off. As one can imagine, Kafka gets absolutely bodied because as of right now, his only power is a strong back from carrying Shonen Jump. I'm kidding. Relax. While being brutally beaten, Kafka reminisces about his childhood with Mina, witnessing the destruction of their city at the hands of the kaiju and the death of Mina's cat Miko. The two openly declare their intent to join the Defense Force and to see who can achieve that dream first. The kaiju attempts to eat the helpless Kafka, but Reno suddenly appears, bashing it in the head with a street sign. Though this only angers the kaiju further. Just as it seems the two are about to die, the 3rd Division of the Defense Force shows up, completely decimating the creature. Captain Mina tells the rest to proceed with the rescue. Kafka and Reno are both taken to the hospital. As Kafka is lying in bed, he can't help but wonder how he's fallen so far behind Mina. Though Reno tells him if he hadn't saved him today, he would be a dead man, and he really believes Kafka should try out for the Defense Force. Their talk is cut short by a tiny kaiju appearing. Most surprising of all is that the small monster can speak, but before Kafka can do anything, it dives into his mouth. Within moments, Kafka begins to transform, and as Reno pulls back the curtain dividing the two, he comes face to face with Kafka, who is now a human-sized kaiju. Unfortunately for the two, a random old man who is up way past his bedtime is passing by and sees the newly transformed Kafka. The old man immediately freaks out, thinking Kafka is just another monster, and puts out an alert signaling the Defense Force. And that is the end of Chapter 1 of Kaiju Number 8. It's a really good start to the series, and I can't wait to read more. There are so many questions we need answers to. But thank you for watching, and let me know down below your thoughts and opinions.